Guys, this is gonna definitely be a mini Q&A, because I only have, well, I have one person that has sent me a question recently, but I also have three individuals that have sent me questions, and somehow it got sent to my spam folder instead of being sent to the inbox. So my apologies for that. I did not ignore your questions at all. I just don't look in the spam folder that often, but I'm kind of glad I did this time. But before I get started with this mini Q&A, I will say this. I know that I have been very behind on some of these videos, especially when it comes to my discussion videos as well as my raw review. My raw review is done. It just needs to be uploaded. But as for the two discussion videos, I do have two discussion videos coming up. One is about the lack of selling in wrestling, and the other one is about Vince possibly taking a step back and allowing Paul to take over. But that's just two discussions in itself. Those aren't done yet, but I mean, they've already recorded. Just need to be edited. But either or, guys, they're coming. Well, they're coming up soon, and stay tuned to that. And also, before I really get started with it, I do want to apologize to these three individuals: Leno Gino, Justin Side, and Prince GMO. They actually did send me questions. Leno Gino and Justin Side sent me questions about a month ago, and Prince GMO sent me a question 7 months ago. So my bad for you guys. I really am sorry about that. But let's get started with this mini Q&A. I will get started with Leno Gino's first. Name every single diva that you wish to return to wrestling full time. Honestly, there's not a diva that I really want to return to wrestling. Because usually when divas leave, divas leave. But I will say this. There is one individual that I would like to come back just so she can actually hold the championship title in her hands. Because she's the only diva that didn't before she left. And I will say that I like Stacy Keibler. I think Stacy Keibler was an interesting diva. Especially the fact she started off as being a valet. First she started off being a manager. Then she started off being then she ended up becoming a valet. And then she ended up becoming an actual wrestler. And she wasn't that bad. But it's kind of messed up that she's pretty much the only diva that was on the roster that did not win a title. Maybe not the only diva, but during that time, she did not win the title at all before she left. And ended up going on Dancing with the Stars. And then she ended up leaving completely for good. It's a shame she really wasn't able to get the title, but it seems to me that she's happy being a mom and being where she is right now, and good for her. That's all I can say about that. But it will be nice for her if she wanted to come back to actually have a chance with the Divas title. It'd be great to actually see her again. That is, if anybody really knows who she is this day and age. But either or, yeah, that's one diva that I would like to see actually return. What is your fantasy roster? I don't know. I really don't have much of a fantasy roster at this point. But with the rumor, the huge rumor that Austin Aries might be signed NXT, I would love to actually see both him and Samoa Joe go. Well, not him and Samoa Joe go at it. You see now TNA. But to actually see Austin Aries, Samoa Joe, shoot, get Bobby Roode in there. Great. That's an all-star team right there, especially on NXT. And NXT has a lot of great superstars. That'll be even more awesome. They got a lot more people from the independent circuit. So, well, I can't really say they're from the independent circuit from TNA, even though TNA doesn't know what it is right now. But yeah, those are the two guys I would definitely like to have on the roster. But I don't have a huge list. But those are the only two guys that I could think of. Why does Schleg Daddy like black women? Ask Schleg Daddy. Like I said before, anybody that, and I have not screened these, so I don't know what's on them, but as anybody sends me questions about other YouTubers, send them to them. I can't answer them for them. Only they can answer those questions. So send it to Schleg. He's better off to answer it for you than me. The next, oh wait, you already have more questions for me. Wow. Okay. Do you think Selena Gomez got fat? No. Thoughts on emo Selena Gomez? She's young. I mean, she's a young girl. You know, they're going to go through those phases. But anyway, moving on to Justin's side. Why are most women cutting their hairs really short like a dude? Because ever since the pixie cut came out, I guess chicks think they're cute. I don't know. I've had my hair cut short before, and it is somewhat invigorating. You don't have to deal with having long hair so much. You know how long it takes for someone who has really long hair? It takes hours to get their hair finished, especially cleaning it. When it comes to washing your hair, it takes hours to even get it blown dry, let alone get the things you need to get on it to stay looking nice. It takes forever for people with long hair to get their hair done. So I kind of understand why they want to cut it. Low maintenance, especially if they don't feel like doing it every day. More power to them. So I don't mind that at all. Do you think chicks should keep their hair long as they're meant to? Honestly, guys, it's their hair. It's whatever they want to do with their own hair. If they want to cut it, for crying out loud. But like I said, long hair is a lot of maintenance. If you're up to the maintenance for it, by all means, keep your long hair. But if you're tired of the maintenance, cut it. Hair grows back. Seriously. Do you think wrestling was designed for as a male sport only? Not really so much. Well, I don't know. Maybe during the times of Greco-Roman wrestling, especially in Greece, maybe it was meant for just men. Maybe it was meant just for the Olympics. I don't know the history on that. But it probably was a male-dominated sport, or a sport that was made for men. But as wrestling evolved, it ended up becoming more of both male and female performance. But as you can see, they have a completely different version for the divas, or not divas, but as for women's wrestling period, whether it's divas, knockouts, luchadoras, what have you. Well, I guess I can count luchadoras out, but for the divas and the knockouts, there are things that are different depending on the brand. But as you can see, it's now for men and women too. So it's not completely meant for them, but I think at one time it was probably meant just for men. Why do you feel, okay, why should I feel bad when Barbie dolls like the Bella twins get injured? I don't know. I will say this. Not a lot of people are fans of the Bella twins anymore. It's just to the point where people think that the Bella twins are starting to become overrated. And it's just to the point where they're actually waiting for Nikki Bella to retire, as well as Brie Bella to retire. Now, there's huge rumors that Brie is going to leave. It's only a matter of time when. I wouldn't be surprised if this WrestleMania is going to be her last, if she makes that choice. As for Nikki, Nikki's strong enough to go on her own. She seriously is. If she still wants to keep going. But it's completely up to her. If she leaves, you move on. That's just pretty much how it is. Eva Marie doesn't belong. Yeah. Isn't the only reason she got her fame is that she was the only reason she got her fame she has in wrestling because of her looks? No. She was a fitness model. Like, she was a fitness model before she became a wrestler. Maybe her looks was somewhat of an appeal, but I will say this. Eva Marie, she went back to go train again. And I think that's the best thing for her to do if people keep saying that she can't wrestle. Besides the fact that she had that boob leakage and she had silicone poisoning from her silicone boob leaking, that probably did set her back a bit. I don't know if she's able to wrestle again. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. But the one thing I'm going to say is this. I really feel that the WWE would not pick her if they weren't going to use her for something else. She can still work. She can still do what she wants to do in the business, whatever she wants to feel, if she wants to go in her career as being a wrestler, and she has beaten a few people. Unfortunately, hasn't been on the air. But I don't think it's only her looks is why she was chosen. Maybe her looks was why she was pushed so quickly, but not by why she was chosen. Everybody there literally can wrestle. They just don't have the time to train them for a long period of time. She was only there for 3 weeks. And then she ended up being pushed. And I think it was because of her looks. But now she actually gone back and trained. So I have hope for her. But no, I don't think she was chosen just for her looks. Okay, maybe she was. I don't know. But this next question comes from Prince GMO. You would like to hear my thoughts on the issue of how fans interpret free agency. And how ludicrous how fans are getting and how crazy they're getting about the ridiculousness of it all. I know I probably didn't really phrase that well, and my bad for that. But look, here's free agents. there's one guy that is your advocate when it comes to being in the entertainment business, and that is your agent. When you don't have an agent and you're not paying an agent and you want to be your own agent, which means you have free choice to choose what contracts you want to choose, to choose what areas you want to go to, whether or not you're in sports, like actual professional sports like boxing or basketball or football. If you're a free agent, it is free choice for you if you're a hot commodity. Now, if it's somebody that you don't know, like if you're somebody that's unknown, then it's going to be hard for you to be a free agent. But if you already got your name out there and people are throwing stuff at you and you don't want to pay a middleman, then yeah, you become your own agent. You made that choice. There's nothing wrong with being your own free agent, people. There's nothing wrong with free agents, okay? And especially when it comes to Brock Lesnar. I don't think Brock Lesnar is a free agent anymore. I mean, I really don't know. But let's just put, for example, if he is or not, I don't know. But if you guys know, like I said, leave it in the comments. If Brock Lesnar was a free agent, which he can be, because his name is already out there. His name's out there in UFC. His name is out there in WWE. If he decided to be a free agent and go on his own, of course, Paul Heyman is not his advocate. That is how it's played on TV. But if he goes on and be his own free agent, then he's able to choose whatever he wants to choose, whether it's good or bad. It will be all on him and not on a middleman. So honestly, there's really nothing wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I really believe he actually gives people free reign once they're at a status where they can actually make choices for themselves. That's just me personally. But it is harder work on you, because not only do you have to work full-time or part-time or whatever, you're also responsible for your own contract. Everything rides on you. So in a way, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You can either have pretty much any contract you want and any agency you want, but you're responsible for that contract when it fails. You're also responsible for the contract if it needs to be renewed. You have a lot more load on you. That's just me. That's my thoughts about it. But yeah. And I just decided to put it in this Q&A instead of doing a discussion video, because honestly, I feel bad that well, I've already explained that. But thank you, Prince GMO, for sending me this. And my apologies for not looking in my spam folder. I don't know why it appeared there, but it just did. But anyway, let's get started to the final question of the night. This question comes from I keep saying Justin. Dustin Nunn. I'm sorry. My apologies for that. This last question comes from Dustin Nunn. And it's a TNA question. A TNA wrestling question. Do you think TNA should sign a contract deal with USA Network? No. I don't think it will work. It will never work, because they have a juggernaut like WWE already on the network. Now, yes, WWE has their own network, but their own network is pretty much a Netflix of all the archives they have gathered over the last 40 or 50 some odd years. They put on there for people to watch in this day and age so people can get to know their product more. But they still get money from USA, and USA still gets ratings from Raw. So there is no way that USA is going to have TNA on there when TNA barely gets enough ratings or enough views for people to even care about the show. Not to mention, they will get squashed. I guess that's another word of saying swatted and squashed. Squashed. But anyway, they will get squashed and stomped on to, like, there's absolutely nothing left of TNA but a big puddle of nothing. Like, seriously, WWE will stomp a hole in them and walk it dry. That's pretty much what they would do if they decide to sign a contract with the USA Network. It would be a huge mistake on their end. So no, I don't think it should happen at all. TNA should definitely go in another direction. Hopefully, they need to go to WGN, because there are some places that actually do have WGN. The East Coast does, the West Coast might not, because it's actually a station that comes straight out of Chicago. Unless they changed it. I don't know. But I know it comes from somewhere up north. Either or, they need to have a channel that everybody else has that is on their cable network, and they really do not need to be a part of USA. That's just me. But guys, thank you so much for your questions. Like I said, I apologize again for those that went in my spam folder. I'm going to check it from now on. But if you do have any other questions for me, by all means, send them to me via YouTube, or in my YouTube inbox, or on Twitter at RKH30, hashtag NatureGirl Q&A. It's NatureGirl30 signing off. Peace out, guys. Later.